This is Shannon. Look at your son swing. Let me go to the parts I want you to see. So, like I mentioned earlier, the main things we need to really work on is make sure that he rotates his hips. A lot of these things, as you can see, how we see his back foot is not really rotating through. We want that to be all the way turned, all the way. Those are the videos I have on my YouTube channel that if you want to look at when I talk about hip turn, you can see it. But his back foot needs to be completely turned, and you should, from where you are in the back, you should be able to see the back of his heel. His foot should be all the way turned, facing up. No hips at all. He starts, but then he never truly rotates his hips. The pole there, if you're wondering what that's for, it's for him to make sure he steps in. Steps forward. I'm sorry about that. Because earlier he was stepping over here. Another thing we did, I'm sorry, was put both feet together, like right on top of each other, like Wizard of Oz, because it forces him to stride forward. And I just want to get used to actually going forward and having some type of momentum to at least initiate his swing. Let's continue. See right here how he stepped out. He actually stepped on the what do we call it, the little pole we had. Turns up a little bit better on this one, but still, we need to work on that. Get him used to just, like I said, put the bat in his hand, and just let him practice turning his hips this way and that way, this way again, and just keep on going back and forth, so he knows how to utilize his hips. I think that's when I told him to put his feet together. Slightly better, still stepping open, but I still want him just to start going forward. This is probably his best swing with his hips. Even though he missed the ball, he's extremely early. So if he waited for this ball to actually get where it was at, he would actually hit it. He's on plane. He's just really early. Same thing, hips never turn. So, those are the main obvious concerns. Make sure he steps straight and just get him used to turning his hips slightly. There's other drills we had where I put one foot this way, one foot this way, over exaggerate his hips, and then he would have to turn his torso this way. So it'd be over rotated, his hips would be completely open. So when I actually do throw him the ball, he has no choice but to rotate through the ball. We didn't do that in this video. That's the main thing I see. This one here, slightly better with the hips. One thing you gotta make sure of when he actually starts trying to generate his power with his legs, make sure that he doesn't come too far forward. Kids have a tendency to not understand when I say stride forward, that means you want to initiate forward momentum, but you don't want your upper torso to be leaning over your legs. Best way to explain, if I get this would be a side profile of him. I'm gonna do this. This will be his head. This will be his. I'm gonna put his hands in a different color. Point of contact. Point of contact, and I'll make the bat blue. Well, this is at point of contact. He should be centered. If the plate is here, I'm gonna make it a square. Make it easy for me. He needs to be there. A lot of times, kids have a tendency. Make it a different color. Make it easy. Their spine has a tendency to come over the ball or over their leg. Oh shoot, my bad. Kids have a tendency to do this with their spine angle. And then, as you can see, put the bat in blue again, and I'm gonna put this in white. And the plate would still be here. His spine angle has changed, and he's actually leaning over his front foot versus staying back behind his hips. So watch out for that. That's a really big thing. Some of these swings, he's doing it, and sometimes he's not. But I don't want to just overload him in 30 minutes of everything. I think the best way to go about it is in steps. So like I said, step 1, make sure he steps square. Step 2, make sure he turns his hips. I think those are probably the simplest things to fix. I think that's probably the fastest result you will see. Like, this was a good swing. In a sense, you just missed it. Also, he needs a lot of reps just to get practice on tracking the ball. Nothing wrong with just pure reps. Even if you have good mechanics, you need to make sure you have pitch recognition and timing. Because everything else being equal, it doesn't matter if you have perfect mechanics if you can't hit the ball. So, reps, 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 reps. Thank you.